Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another beer from SpindleTap Brewery. They're out of Houston, Texas, and it's definitely been a hot minute since I reviewed one from these guys. I know it's been a pretty decent amount of time, I would say. I haven't really had a lot of beers from these guys, but I've had enough to where I know their IPAs are absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited to drink another one. And this one's kind of almost Austin Power themed. I feel like it's called the Hirsch Road Hopheads Double IPA. And it's a 9% ABV, and it's actually made with, where does it say? Does it say on here? No, it doesn't say on the can, but this is a double IPA brewed with Nelson Sauvin, Simcoe, Galaxy, and Citra hops. So I'm expecting a nice kind of balance of citrus, nice kind of tropical fruit, and pine. That's always a really good combination that I'm looking for in a nice double IPA. And I'm thinking this is going to be absolutely delicious. I'm a really big fan of the can art on this one. Plus, there's getting a lot of condensation on this can, so we're now getting into the warmer months, which I'm always happy about just because glad to be away from winter finally, and happy to start drinking some nice, refreshing IPAs again. And those are going to be coming out pretty heavily this summer. So I'm excited to give this one a try. Of course, SpindleTap is down in Houston, Texas. They have a nice little community over there. I didn't stop there when I was down there last time. I ended up going to Buffalo Bayou, but I've always wanted to stop by SpindleTap, and they're pretty close to downtown Houston, I believe. So if you have the chance, if you're in Houston, stop by SpindleTap and try some of their beers. They have a good selection over there. But without further ado, let's crack this thing open and see what this thing's all about on the smell, because I'm curious. So let's see what we get on the nose with this guy. Yep, citrus. Getting nice kind of like almost grapefruit, orange kind of notes. Getting a little bit, definitely getting the hoppiness coming through. Definitely getting the citrusy hoppiness coming through on the nose. But yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So, gonna be drinking this out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's pour this guy and see what this thing's all about. Gonna be nice and hazy as I expected. Oh yeah, a little bit ahead, not much. But yeah, 9% ABV, just nice double IPA is what I'm looking for right now. And this is hopefully exactly what I'm gonna get. So yeah, we're getting a nice kind of hazy kind of color from this guy. Look at that. A little bit of a head, not much. Oh yeah, definitely getting a lot of the citrus coming through. A little bit of like tropical fruit notes coming on the back end, but mostly it's just straight citrus in your nose, and hopefully it's going to be straight citrus in my face hole. So let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So, cheers everybody. Happy Monday. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bright citrus on the front. Definitely has a nice, almost velvety, like juicy mouthfeel. It's like almost kind of drinking a cloud. That's how like a soft, pillowy mouthfeel it has. Definitely has a dank kind of aspect in it. Definitely there are some cannabis flavors that I'm getting out of this one that are really, really nice. Almost has like an herbal, floral kind of flavor at the end, but up front you get a nice balance of citrus and tropical fruit, which is really, really refreshing and just delicious. And overall, yeah, this is a pretty badass double IPA for sure. I'm definitely, after one sip, I know I'm going to enjoy this one a lot. Oh yeah, that's good. That's absolutely delicious. So let's look over here on Untappd. And of course, if you can't get your hands on this from SpindleTap, Untappd gives a couple options of some stuff that you may be able to get your hands on if you can't get your hands on it. Some breweries that you may find near you, or maybe there's distribution of those beers near you. So if you want to pick your hands up on any of those, then you can definitely do so. So we got one other one here from SpindleTap. I'm not even going to read it because most likely if you can't get your hands on this one from SpindleTap, you most likely can't get your hands on this Houston Haze from them as well. But we got one here from Hop Fusion Ale Works called the D Rigueur, which is, what's this guy? It's a 7.6% New England Hazy IPA. Okay. Then we got one here from Ale Farm Brewing called Desolate Dreams, which is a nice 8% double IPA with Amarillo, Enigma, and Azeka hops. Then we got one here from Trillium Brewing Company called the Really Big Bird. I like the name of that one. It's 9%. Okay, definitely that would be on there. And then we got one here from Source Brewing called Help Slip Hazy. Help greater than slip. Well, no, yeah. Help greater than slip greater than hazy. And that one looks pretty awesome. It's 9%. Let's see. They paid the respect to like their do a lot of musician theme kind of stuff. So This is like a Grateful Dead kind of themed IPA from them. You get like bright citrus, tropical fruit, and that one. And let's see, they're also saying red berries are kind of a flavor in that one as well. So yeah, that one might be. So we got a couple options that may be pretty similar. I'm thinking more towards this really big bird from Trillium. I think is going to be the closest one. Let's see. Definitely a lot hoppier than some of their stuff. This definitely looks like it's going to pretty much take the cake when it comes to what's going to be the most similar to this one. That one looks incredibly hazy, like it takes orange juice to that nth degree, and almost has the same kind of color to it as well. And if you want to see if you can get your hands on this one from SpindleTap, there's a couple verified locations, Untapped shows here when it comes to, let's see, you got the Southside Cellar in Fort Worth, Texas. We got the Bearded Lady in Fort Worth. We got a couple of Total Wine locations. We got one in Dallas, the Dallas location. Then we got the one in Irvine. And then we got the one in Allen, Texas. So there's 3 Total Wines that you may be able to pick up some stuff from SpindleTap. Maybe you might be able to get your hands on this Hirsch Road Hopheads. But yeah, otherwise, you might be able to find some of the big blue, the very big bird, whatever that was. But overall, this IPA is absolutely delicious. I really, really love the balance when it comes to tropical fruit, citrus. Of course, those are 2 main focal points of flavors that I really, really enjoy in a nice hazy IPA when it comes to that. So definitely get hitting out of the ballpark with that, and then having a nice kind of almost dank, hoppy, like floral, forest floor kind of flavor coming at the end to kind of balance out those citrusy, like tropical fruit flavors. I think is really, really nice. So the amount of hops they use in this one is absolutely perfect. Definitely really, really balanced. I love the pillowy soft mouthfeel this one's giving. And overall, not really tasting any booziness, even though it's a 9%, and just the flavors are explosive. So SpindleTap has not let me down when it comes to their IPAs yet. So I'm always going to have these guys to recommend if you guys are down in Texas, if you're in the Houston area, and if you're a big fan of IPAs, to get yourself over to SpindleTap and try some of their IPAs, because they have been phenomenal for sure. So let's see here. Let's read the description on this guy and see if there's anything on Untapped that is a little bit different here. Let's see. Of course, it's just naming the hops, so we got the Nelson Sauvin, Simcoe, Galaxy, and Citra hops. That's pretty much what the description says. And look it up here. It's like I said, it's a 9% ABV, which is what, to me, out of the range of being sessionable. Probably after drinking one of these, you can most likely start feeling it. And with over 3,359 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.19 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. I have to say that, pretty damn good. So let's look here on my friends list, see if anybody on my friends list checked this one in. Of course, we got one person who did, of course, since I get 2 of these through Tavor. My father checked this one in back in October, and he gave it a 3.75 out of 5. So that's surprising. I'm definitely going to give that a little bit higher of a rating, but he gave it a 3.75. So it was nothing special to him, but I'm really, really enjoying this one. So let's look at the global rating. Let's see what other people had to say about this one. We got a 4.25 rating here. We got another 4.25. Purchased at Whole Foods, which is in Austin, Texas. So you may be able to find this down in Austin, Texas. He purchased it 18 hours ago. So this is something most likely you can still get your hands on. We got another one here saying 4.5, saying almost as fresh as the tap. Really great. Yeah, definitely love the kind. When you're able to imitate fresh out of a tap kind of situation compared to straight out of the can, there's going to be differences, because you want to let some of those gases kind of come off, especially when you're drinking out of a can, because you notice you're able to drink more beer off a tap than you are out of a can, to be honest, because when you put, and like that's why people always recommend when you drink a beer out of a can that they pour it into a glass, because it can release some of those gases that kind of fill up your stomach a little bit and will cause you to drink more and kind of get those gases inside of the can to dissipate a little bit. So if you notice you're able to drink more out of a tap if you're at a brewery than out of a can, that's why, because there's less gases when it's out of a tap than when it's poured in a can. So you'll most likely be able to drink more when it comes to that. But yeah, the freshness level when it comes to how this would be compared to a tap, yeah, I can't really notice any difference. It's still, if for a nice kind of fresh hazy IPA, this definitely has that same resemblance of drinking it out of the tap for sure. Let's look. We got another 4.25. We got another 4.25 here. Purchased it at SpindleTap, so he's drinking this one on draft right now. Well, yeah, so back in May. So I guess people are still drinking this one. So the weird thing is I didn't see this on their website as something that's on tap over there. So I wonder if they just haven't updated their website at all. But let's see. Okay, this guy purchased it at the Bearded Lady, gave it a 4 out of 5, saying nice little Mother's Day, and he's drinking it. You see his kid in the background in the seat. That's really cute. Oh, we got another 425 here, purchased at the Bearded Lady. So it's looking like the Bearded Lady still has this stuff in stock. So if you're in Fort Worth and you can get your health over to the Bearded Lady, you most likely will be able to get your hands on this one I'm looking at. Let's see. Okay, this guy gave it a 4.5, purchased at the HEB Plus, which is a grocery store supermarket in Round Rock, Texas. And what he said here is another SpindleTap now available at my HEB. This one was canned 10 days ago. And what else? He said, won't commit that rookie move again. This is another quality Houston hazy double IPA. Definitely agree. Definitely agree. So if you're over to HEB over in that kind of area, you may be able to get. So this is probably why it's not showing up on their website yet, because it's freshly brewed and freshly kegged and canned and all that stuff. So most likely that's why they just haven't updated their website yet. That's what I'm thinking. This is another HEB. This guy purchased it. This one is in Cedar Park, Texas. So a lot of Texas distribution I'm seeing. So that's always good. Like seeing local, pretty much supporting local, seeing a lot of distribution within that same state. But I would also like to see a little bit of distribution when it comes to maybe up north a little bit like that. I think that would be a really cool thing to see some Texas breweries kind of work their way up here. But overall, this beer is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So a lot of good check-ins on this one. Seeing like an average between like a 4.25 and a 4. Definitely seeing some 4.5s on there, which is really nice. But with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end over here. So since I already poured all of it into the glass, let's look at can art. And of course, if you looked at my Instagram post and you saw the picture through the YouTube when it comes to the thumbnail, you can see this kind of has a lot of like Austin Powers-esque kind of vibes to it with the colors, with the font. When I looked at the font, it instantly reminded me of Austin Powers. And plus, my buddy, Mr. Real Beer Snob on IG, kind of just made it even better when he shared my post and he put the Austin Powers theme music on there, which I think worked perfectly. And I just really like the colors. It's very bright, vibrant. And there's nothing about this that wouldn't catch your attention when it comes to seeing this at a liquor store or bottle shop. It's just so many colors. It's so eye-catching and so vibrant, and it's like a lot of detail coming into with the swirls and all the rainbowy almost colors, and then you got the hops growing on the vines like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing. I really like it. Plus, SpindleTap's logo is always really cool, having the kind of the spindle kind of mixture of a spindle and a tap looking like that. So that's a really clean can art. I really think they marketed this beer absolutely phenomenally. So big shouts to that. I'm going to give this a solid 4.75 out of 5 for can art for me. I really enjoy this one. This is definitely one that I would save when it comes to just the plain look of it. I think it's just really nice. So let's see. If I went over to SpindleTap this afternoon and I got this beer in a flight, would I get another one? Absolutely. I'm a really big fan of this one. Like I said, I really love the balance of citrus and tropical fruit, then kind of coming in with that almost danky kind of hoppy flavor that comes with like some cannabis notes in it, which I think come through really well, balancing out maybe the acidity when it comes to the citrus in there, or just balancing out a little bit of the sweetness from the tropical fruit. It's just overall a really well balanced double IPA, and it's a nice little hazy guy too. So that's always a plus. So with all that, SpindleTap did an absolutely phenomenal job on this one. If you can get your hands on this one, I would definitely recommend getting your hands on it. I think it's something that you'll most likely enjoy. If you're a fan of double hazy IPAs, this is definitely one that I would put on your list for something to kind of look for and keep an eye out for, just because this is something that almost everybody that drinks hazy double IPAs are looking for. Citrus, tropical fruit, a little bit of dank hoppiness, of course, to kind of mixture in there. So overall, absolutely fantastic. So big shout out to SpindleTap for knocking it out of the park with this one. So with that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give this solid, I'm going to give it an 8.75 out of 10. Really good. If you can get your hands on this one, go ahead and do it. Don't even hesitate. Get a 4-pack. You most likely enjoy it. If you have some friends over, give some to them to try. It's a really nice double IPA that I think a lot of people would enjoy. So, again, big shout out to SpindleTap for coming out with this one. It's nice seeing this one actually coming back in rotation knowing that it was only brewed a couple days ago or canned a couple days ago. But definitely wasn't probably brewed like maybe a month ago and kind of started getting kegged and released by now. But overall, there is a fresh batch coming out of this stuff, so be able to get a nice, new, fresh rendition of this Hirsch Road Hopheads, which I think is a really, really cool thing to see. So, with that being said, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live do another review. Plus, I have another couple of ways where you can support me if you want to. You can go over to my Instagram, shoot me a follow over there, trying to get to, I don't know if I'm at 2,500 followers on Instagram yet, but who knows. Of course, if you have any friends that are fans of craft beer and want to maybe check out some reviews, you can lead them over to my YouTube channel. And then, of course, if you want to support me another way when it comes to different content creation I'm working on and different specialty things that I'm working on, you can also follow me on, subscribe to me on Patreon. A couple different tiers available right now. Of course, you have the opportunity to get yourself a free 4-pack. Depending on the tier you enter, you have more chances of winning. And then it's just a way to support me, get me some extra coin, so it can help me buy some more beer and get you guys some beer as well from my good state of Illinois. So if you want to support me that way, you can find all the links that down in the description below when it comes to my Instagram, my Patreon, the link to this beer that we reviewed today on Untapped, my Untapped page itself. Of course, you guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's a really, really fun platform. You get to check in beers, get badges, all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really cool platform that I recommend anybody who's a craft beer fan to get yourself over to. So if you haven't yet, shoot me a friend request. My link to my profile is down in the description below. But other than that, yeah, I think that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.